Vera's Melancholy, Volumes 1 through 5. Volume 1. I don't think the world is monotonous. It's just that interesting things happen in faraway galaxies. The great adventure of Vera, an ordinary girl, always fascinated by distant lands, secretly begins. Endless days in infinite worlds. There are times when I think to myself, there's nothing to do in this tiny village. What a dull place to live. This wasn't the first time that Vera had complained about her hometown, the small country village of Delphi. Her frown eased slightly as she lay on the hillside near the village. Eyes closed, feeling the breeze of the early summer. Then where in this world would you not consider dull? Her buddy Sachi asked curiously. Vera sat up and leaned forward. I believe on the other side of the starry sea is a planet inhabited by gods who can answer all prayers and wishes, and everyone bearing a wish is on a journey to get there. I believe in our universe there is a world currently in a war against doomsday, where the noble and elegant souls of 14 Valkyries burn bright, if only for a brief but magnificent moment. You've been reading too many of those weird fantasy novels. But this village really is dull. When was the last time anything fun happened here? Funny you should say that. A new family did move into our village recently. Novelty and fun aren't the same thing. Despite what she had said, Vera decided to pay a visit to the newcomers. Sachi, however, remembered his family's rules and walked home for dinner. Vera gave the door to the newcomer's abode a gentle push. Much to her surprise, it wasn't locked. Anybody home? No sooner had the words left her mouth than the living room cupboard doors flew open, and out jumped a black-haired boy wearing glasses. He was followed by a tentacled blue slime. Make way! Tal, why did you let a stranger in? The black-haired boy gently pushed Vera out of his way and picked up an axe by the door. You leave me no choice. Since you've seen everything, there's only one thing for it. Thus began the biggest crisis of Vera's life. Volume 2. Everything's boring. Everything, all the time. It's not depression, it's just reaching the age of 14. So begins Vera's adventure. My backyard is slightly bigger than the entire universe. All I can do now is ask you to help me. The black-haired boy, who called himself Ike, handed Vera a kitchen knife. He walked back to the cupboard and began slashing at the tentacles frantically. Come and help me close this door. If a tentacle starts attacking you, use this kitchen knife to defend yourself. Ike's glasses were now covered in blue slime. Hurry, we can't let this evil demon cross into Delphi. Upon hearing his words, Vera helped Ike close the door. While they were pushing back the tentacles, Vera accidentally stabbed Ike twice in the back. Thankfully, Ike's healing spells were quite potent. I shall explain everything to you. I am, in fact, over 1,000 years old, and this door is a gateway to anywhere in the universe. That tentacle monster is an old one from the large Magellanic cloud. I went there to get something. Ike was covered in slime from head to toe by this point. He wiped his glasses with Vera's dress as he spoke. Is there anything else that you'd like to know? Who's Tal? Vera didn't seem to mind. An evil spirit that resided in the man-devouring castle. It has served me as a butler since I subdued it. Strangely, it behaved quite friendly towards you. Vera's parents always reminded her that people are destined to build families, and that it was futile to entertain dreams of anything beyond the homestead. Her buddy Sachi once told her that if a lively girl like her was to marry someone from a faraway land, the whole village would become unbearably lonely. The real reason Sachi said this was that he was something of a weakling, and was sure to be ferociously bullied if he ended up having to play with the boys. The human spirit is still too immature. I need to guide you both through the wonders of your childhood. Ike extended his inviting arms to Vera. You will sing every step of the way on your long journey to youth. From the Orion Arm to the eternal Yahanam, from the torrents of time to the depths of the starry sea. How far is beyond? Any place in this universe is just as boring as my backyard. The scale of everything beyond follows the heart, Ike replied. Thus, my heart is slightly bigger than the entire universe. Volume 3. The Andromeda Empire stretches across half the galaxy group. Every planet within the Empire has its own demons and deities, dragons and monsters. I've come up with a story for every star from your home. That's not possible. Looking from here, the Andromeda Galaxy is only 1/5 the size of your moon. So continues Vera's adventure. The Man Who Stole the Lone Star. I am the second rightful heir to the Andromeda Empire, and I have more than 200 titles to my name. You shall call me the Princess Andrew Basilisks. The charming girl then crossed her arms, savoring the moment of her entrance in her mind and giggling to herself in amusement. Her sole reason for gracing Delphi with her presence was to marry Ike. If you, he who conquered a quarter of the universe, marry me, my safety shall be guaranteed after my elder sister takes the throne. If I may ask, how big is the Andromeda Empire? Vera asked. I reckon there are more than 9,000 inhabitable planets. With so many stars in your possession, why come to steal my brilliance? So you aren't here to harm Vera? Sachi cautiously asked Ike, who was carrying the scrolls and globes of other planets. Of course not. I think she would make a great assistant. After putting everything down, he clapped his hands. You like her? Me? No, not at all. I don't like her at all. Sachi looked away, worried that the old sage might discern his true feelings. He reached for a box full of photo frames. He grabbed a few at random, each picture depicting a different beauty. Look at them. They all said that they gave me their one and only true love, but did they? In reality, I was just one of their many lovers. Sachi did not know when or where he had heard the saying, but it blurted out from his mouth in his moment of annoyance. With so many stars in your possession, why come to steal my brilliance? Volume 4. There is a saying that goes as follows. Not all that glitters is gold. Sometimes it is the outpouring of a broken heart. Either way, the stars in the sky certainly aren't made of gold, and most people's hearts aren't made of glass. In any case, here is the next chapter of Vera's adventure. All that glitters. The people in these photographs are all so pretty, Vera exclaimed as she picked up Ike's box of framed photos. Of course they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the chance to leave me with a photograph to remember them by. Ike has no intention of evading. After all, he was a galactic sage who was over 1,000 years old. So of course he knew that girls were easily hurt, and that they could become trouble very easily. Ike would never thus cheat a girl. Take notes, boys. Having seen the starry host, I thus make star-shaped jewels to remember them by, he continued to explain. But those stars that shine across the universe do not belong to anyone, so it is also impossible to steal them. Vera did not understand. What are you saying? I'm saying this for the sake of a foolish fellow who isn't present right now. Pay it no mind. Humans are just far too young. I will serve as a go-between between you and Ike, Sachi said to the Princess of the Andromeda Empire in a loud voice. Huh? I love Vera. I don't... Disgusting. Boring. Be silent, worm. You are an offense to my ears. I've already acknowledged Vera as my friend. I will not hand her over to a cowardly person like you. What? Volume 5. You can't have picnics on the sides of a galactic highway. Even the deities will be held fully responsible for road accidents that might occur. The doorways to a study in a simple village connects to anywhere in space and time. Having hide and seek across time, Vera's greatest adventure continues. Roadside picnic. When Ike was taking a nap, his servants waged a terrible war against each other. The great wizard had subdued many gods and demons to serve under him. As the most formidable wizard of his day, Ike was in command of gods and demons more numerous than the entries in a dictionary. But who was the strongest of those under his rule? The gods and demons decided to find out for themselves, through battle. Unfortunately, they seem to have erroneously regarded their own three, who were neither gods nor demons: the princess, Sachi, and Vera. Ike only slept for 2 hours, but in that time, 3 stars had already been destroyed. "Why should I protect you?" The princess pulled her hand away, and the giant demon plummeted to the ground, its eyeballs gone. The dominant race of the Andromeda Empire may look lovely and sweet, but on their palms grow 2 special mouths, which they then use to devour the eyeballs of their lovers and those they vanquish. Are we not friends? Vera wiped the blood off her face and appeared to be hurt by the princess's words. Yes. The princess blushed and looked away. I already regard you as my only friend for what has happened. I was not referring to you, Vera. No, Sachi yelled as the gnarly jaws of a dragon closed around him. Do you surrender to me now? The giant dragon jeered. Surrender, and concede that you are worthless, lowly rats, and I shall let you live. I surrender! Let me go! Why, a lizard of your despicable breed should know better than to utter such foolish words. Even the geckos in my palace could crush you. The princess gave her wrists a twirl. No, this has nothing to do with me, Sachi yelled as the dragon cast him into the sky. And just like that, the battle between the dominant species of Andromeda and the ancient giant dragon was over. The moral: you won't get hurt if you just surrender. Sachi was knocked out of the contest and woke Ike up with the slap of a slipper. Vera also survived thanks to the protection of the princess. Ah, you imbecile! The mere sight of you is revolting. Do not come near me. Don't talk to me, don't look at me, nor breathe the same air as me, you lowly scum. The princess could not have a lower opinion of Sachi. Volumes 6 through 10 coming soon.